On back to TI qualifier coverage. It's the CIS region. We're getting to the back end of day one of this group stage. About heat number 6, I guess, if we're keeping track here. We have worked our way all the way through the night here, local time, and we're getting to the bitter end. How's everyone feeling? Energized? Ready?
Yeah, I'm feeling good considering that I slept for 2.5 hours. I'm not tired at all, thanks to Monster.
Thanks to Monster. Shout outs to them, for sure. You guys doing okay?
Nice wing.
I'm all right. I slept 1 hour.
Okay.
I slept like 8
Nice.
and got here later than you guys, so I have a longer day ahead of me.
Lacoste just
For
sexually
sure.
No,
harassed me.
that was for syndereN, but
As soon as the camera switched, he sexually harassed me.
Well, it wasn't documented, so you can't make a claim on it, unfortunately. Looks like next we have Empire versus ESPADA. There is also Vega Squadron versus Fly to Moon happening. I can't tell you off the top of my head what channel it's on, but it's probably on either 2 or 4 would be my best guess. So yeah. So with that match coming up, what's the records right now we have for ESPADA versus Empire? ESPADA 2-1. Empire
2-2?
2-2.
I think. Yeah.
This is actually very close for everybody. Everyone's 2-2,
Like you said.
2-1.
Who has the
Tiebreaker.
best score? Does anyone have 3-1? I think syndereN stack.
I believe we said that. Yeah.
Did they just win?
they didn't update, so
If they won, then yeah, they would be.
4-1 if they won. I think they were 3-1 going in.
What? Then Liquipedia needs to get on there updating a bit because that
Or?
seems pretty behind.
Rob,
Yeah, just call to Rob. He'll know the
Can we-
answer.
do you
He's looking at it right here.
what's,
We're looking
what's,
at
the,
Liquipedia right
what's
here.
the score of syndereN stack?
2-2. They won 2, they lost 2.
You basically just repeated the exact words of Lacoste.
Well, he's probably right.
Rob is just useful.
Okay, so they're 2-2. Huh? Okay, I thought they were 3-1. I thought I saw that. Okay.
No one guaranteed. No one looking good to.
No one looking
No
good.
one looking good to.
CIS Dakota.
Comma. Seal a top 4 position. No one has secured a top 4 position yet. So that's good that it's so close.
It's pretty exciting.
We're gonna have tiebreak.
Because it's just
There
one spot.
should be a tiebreaker in this group. I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely.
But there's even a chance that we have a tiebreaker for 3rd. Like multiple teams with. There could be. Can it be 3 teams with 4-3? There could.
It's possible.
Definitely could be 3 teams with 4-3.
Who do you think has shown the best stuff so far, though? Like, of the teams we've been witnessing, which one at least look the most polished, or maybe they definitely, have something that the other teams don't?
I don't even know if we even had consistency. I feel like it feels like there's enough sloppiness that, except for that last game. Last game was very clean, I thought.
Yeah.
But most of the games have been a little bit sloppy from either side.
Yeah.
Like Empire looked really good, and all of a sudden they just look super sloppy. For example.
Yep.
I don't know.
Team Spirit as well. The one game that we watched, they lost that game probably because of the draft and as well sloppy play. But they won their 2 other games, and I still think they're the strongest in this draft. Also, Fly the Moon. Some clowny stuff in the game that we watched, but seems like they're stepping up.
Unfortunately, I think the team that stands out right now is actually Vega for the wrong reasons, which is a shame. But they are really not looking good. I think the 2 games we watched, they're clearly outdrafted, which is surprising to me because I think Vega have generally been pretty good at drafting against these CIS teams historically, but they have not shown up so far. Individual misplays, poor drafting, poor game planning. So I think it's a shame if we don't get them into at least the top 4 because I was looking forward to seeing them in a playoff situation, but as it looks now, that's next to impossible already.
Yeah, they'll have to
So
win out
that's
for
a shame.
sure.
Their
If
mascot
they
is a
want it.
shark. I really wish they would win more.
Because you like
Awesome.
sharks?
It's awesome. It's just awesome.
Oh, you just think sharks are awesome.
I mean, it's such a cool their logo is it's a shark. That's just awesome.
You know
I
why
don't
their logo is a shark, right?
No.
I believe Vega is actually a fish restaurant in. I can't remember which city it's from, but I believe originally Vega Squadron is founded
Do
by
they eat
someone.
Shark?
Am I
course you can eat shark.
pulling this out of my ass or something? I feel like I've
We can
definitely
look it
heard
up.
that it's.
We have
it's,
Google.
I think Vega Squadron is owned by a fish restaurant chain, I believe.
I don't think Google's going to
That's
have the
why it's
answer
the fish
to
team.
why is Vega a shark logo.
Just look up Vega Squadron origin or something, if you can find it maybe. I'm so sure I've read this somewhere.
I just love the size of this. It's perfect.
The size?
Just big enough for me to read everything.
It does look like we have a lot of real estate space on that screen that is
Yeah.
not really getting fully utilized. by
There's
this little box,
literally
but-
only one outlier there. It's a Vega Squadron. Everything else looks just
If
Just
anybody
stupid
watching is interested in buying a sponsorship slot, we've got like 70% of the screen ready for you right
yeah,
here. so-
right. All the sponsors are just waiting back, like, who's gonna survive the gauntlet and earn our name?
This graphic is probably designed to have like 2 groups on it. Is probably why.
Could be.
That's my guess.
You're
I mean, that
so
that
clever,
could hold up
Purge.
to like
I
8
was-
graphics if we wanted. All right?
Thank you.
I say patting the Storm Spirit. I should be patting you.
I'm good. Thank you. I will accept your proxy padding.
Did you find anything about Vega?
Nope.
Okay, I'm actually going to look it up. I'm going to find this for you guys. Now this is bothering me.
But I don't even know why that would make sense. I mean, if it was a fish restaurant, they should have a fish mascot, not just a shark.
Fish.
Shark's not really
Scared
something
about
you
a,
should eat. You
a
know,
fish that you eat. Be afraid of us. You eat us all the time. We're cheap,
uh,
expensive.
maybe.
Tastes good.
So seafood restaurants in Vega, Baja. I don't know.
Yeah, you're way off course right now.
Where's the organization based? That's question 1.
Probably Moscow.
That would be a fair guess for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe,
Moscow,
maybe
Russia.
Ken knows.
They are known for
Ken.
their StarCraft 2 team. So
Am I right
Ken
in
may
saying
know.
Vega Squadron is originally owned by a fish restaurant in CIS? Ken doesn't know.
Nobody's gonna know the answer to that.
Bad.
I'm pretty
Even if he knew, he would throw me under the bus anyway. So
I bet you
don't
by
even know why I
now
asked.
someone's tweeted it at you.
Huh?
There's a character in Street Fighter called Vega.
Oh,
Yeah.
that actually made
Yeah.
sense. My bad.
Not Link though. I don't think so.
I think it was,
Unfortunately, not
yeah, I
linked at
can't
all.
remember.
Nope. I
Can't
don't know.
remember
I
which
could
character it is, but I
have
know
the
there's
answer
one.
for you on that. I'm sorry, but
Maybe we should give up on the shark.
it's okay. Well, you started it, by the way.
I did.
You did start this.
I didn't even Google it. I was just checking my
Let's-
Twitter,
let's be real.
pretending that
This
I'm
guy-
doing something
this
on
guy
the
started
phone.
this.
So that must mean you like Leviathan's logo too, then, right? I mean, it's a shark, like Leviathan sea creature. Are you cool with
It's
that?
literally Tidehunter. I don't know. Like
Yeah, it's Tidehunter.
that's not the same.
Is it cool?
I like if like I know there's a hockey team that's called the Sharks or something, right?
Yeah, that's the LA team, I think.
That's 2 on the shark nose. You know what I mean? I like
2
it better
on
if
the
it's a different name, but then it's just also a shark. That's cool. 'Cause
Oh,
it's not
so
also
a
like
shark
super
name.
obviously a shark. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
like make it a little subtle. Like, by the way, our mascot is a shark, and you're like, that's cool, man. Really cool.
All right.
Fearsome animal.
I'm glad they got your cool points because they're not getting win
All right, if
points
anyone
right
can
now.
find
Oh,
that
yeah.
interview, tweet at me. I want to see it. I'm sure I've seen this somewhere.
Damn, dude. Now you're outsourcing your
I
work.
I can't find it. It doesn't look good to be on the phone on camera, you know. That's not good.
Well, it's been done. I mean, Lacoste is probably just on Reddit the whole time during
No,
these
I was just
games
checking
and
the
penalties.
Twitter,
Oh, okay.
taking my
Oh,
time,
okay.
like
Yeah.
pretending that I'm doing something useful.
That's what I figured.
Oh, look, a mallard.
Well,
Now you know.
if we had to talk about a different region than CIS, what was the other region you think you'd be most hyped for, or do you think it's got the most hype going for it?
Like in terms of storyline or in terms of how good the games will be?
How good the games will be.
C.
I think China should be really good too. There's a lot of teams that already it's a very competitive region. A lot of those open qualifier teams have really good talent. So
But are they fun to watch?
that's the question. Depends how invested you are. What I will say though, I think the least competitive region is probably going to be NA. I think the 6 teams in SA will be closer relative to each other in skill than NA, who might have better top teams, but the difference between the top 4 and the bottom 4 in NA will be bigger.
There's definitely
I
a
think.
question mark there in the making, I would agree. Certainly teams like Immortals, who haven't been seen in like 6 months, is just a question mark in its own right. But yeah, I don't know, like complexity versus optic or whatever. You know, I don't know how different they're going to be.
Realistically, there's 5 teams that have a chance in NA, right? There's Complexity, Immortals, if Immortals are good, and then there's EG, VGJ, Storm, and Optic. And the last 3 that get into the qualifiers are massive underdogs in every game.
Yeah, they should be at least. It would be quite crazy if they step up and these polished teams who came around from circuit play were not able to match up against open qual teams. That would be kind of crazy. So I guess there is definitely value to that. I would
Europe
agree.
could get interesting,
Yeah.
or it could just be a stomp fest where there's one team that turns out to be significantly better than everyone else. Because there's only one slot.
Wind and rain, right?
I feel like not Wind and Rain would not be my choice. I have a feeling OG will be looking really strong in this qualifier. But there's also 4 teams we haven't seen. There's 4 direct invites for the regionals in Europe.
We have Kingwin, Final Tribe, Alliance, Wind and Rain. They could cause an upset. OG. who's Blink Pool? Oh, that's Misery Stack and Singularity. I'm not sure they can do anything. But it should be pretty even, I think. OG swapped a couple of players, and I'm not sure how strong they are after the swap.
Their open qualifier run looked a lot easier than
How's,
all of the other teams that made it. They 2-0 stomped Elements in 19-minute games.
I mean, it's
and
Elements.
But Elements gave Misery Stack a close run, for example. That was a close best of 3. There was one game that I think that was a stomp, but apart from that, the series got 3 games. Alliance looked shaky in some of their games. They looked a bit better toward the end, but nothing of the caliber of how OG just trashed their opposition. That's why I have high hopes for them. But there's 4 teams we don't know. Like how good is Kinguin going to be? How good is Final Tribe going to be? You know,
I think Final Tribe is fairly straightforward. They're pretty good, but they're not like I think they're outside TI. I would rank them
Yeah, but
outside of 16. But
all the teams in Europe qualifier are pretty much on the same skill, I would say. So it's gonna be interesting.
I think OG is, at least the past version of OG before they separated were clearly better than Final Tribe.
Yeah, I'm curious how Thompson is on OG. I know Anna, obviously, but Anna is playing 1, not back to middle. So
Anna's playing 2.
So I wonder how Thompson is.
Is
I
he?
haven't watched any OG games.
Anna's
I
playing
didn't
1.
catch their games yet.
Anna's playing 1.
They're putting Thompson mid. But, I mean, it depends who your carry is in the game. Your 1 can be mid.
They may roll
so
swap for particular heroes, I guess, but
I think the thing that's most interesting about OG, if we can talk about them a little more, is
we have
how
time.
they have how they've switched their roles around. I think it's one thing people are talking about. Oh, they brought in new players, but they have No Tail playing support now. Once again, they have Seb playing off lane instead of mid that he played in the previous iteration. So they've swapped some roles around, and I actually think what they've done right now with how their players play and what their strengths are, I think is a good fit. I think No Tail's way of playing is better suited on support or off lane than position 1 in the current patch, the way things roll. I think Seb is a better offlane player than he is in mid, so I think that's also an upgrade, and they got 2 talents that are really good at playing these core position 1 and 2 roles. So I think just in terms of players, and the players they lost were great, but I think the roles that the other players were swapped into is going to make them better relatively.
Yeah, I'm
So-
a bit afraid for Jarex. His hero pool was nerfed because of all the recent changes. He was the god of
his
position
Earth
4
Spirit,
roaming
rest in
around.
peace.
Didn't see too much of OG, but I think he got nerfed a lot with all those heroes.
The roaming style is definitely
Yeah.
worse.
He's been playing kind of inconsistent either way though. Like even in some of the previous tournaments, he seems like he's not his same glory that he was. And maybe it's hero, maybe it's team motivation, maybe it's because they haven't been doing well. But I don't think it's just heroes in that case. But hopefully their new team works out.
Yeah, it's a 1-slot region, so it does make it a little scary, but it does make me feel confident that OG is going to be the team to get it. If it was like a 2 or 3 slot, then maybe I'd give one of these other teams, a bit more credit to potentially edge out. But I would be surprised if OG is not that team to walk away for sure. Well, if you guys can't
got a
already
game.
hear, we do have a game. Yep, we have a draft. We're right back into our CIS qualifier action as we have ESPADA versus Team Empire. Is this our first time witnessing a ESPADA play? I think it is, right? BZZ?
It's the first time
Oh,
since
it's
I
the
got
first
here
time.
today.
Yeah.
At least.
Okay.
This is the first time we'll get to witness the ESPADA boys play.
Excited.
Yeah.
They are a team that I would consider a dark horse for top 4 in this group. I definitely think they can do it. They look pretty good in the opens as well, and they have a decently wide hero pool, and they play some of the good heroes of the patch. I think Misha plays a good Chen. They play a lot of the mid-game centric fighting style, which can be good if well executed. So I could definitely see them doing things. Did Chen get banned this game? It did by ESPADA.
Yep.
No, by Empire. Sorry, I read it
Empire.
wrong. Yeah. So Empire first pick Beastmaster. IO is banned, and that's Axe and Naga. Is this
Oh.
the second game today that Axe is first phase banned against Empire?
There was another game earlier today. Might have been the Empire game.
Was it first phase or second phase in that game?
I did
They
see.
banned
I
against
saw
Team
first
Spirit.
phase.
Okay.
I definitely saw first phase Axe earlier today.
Because to me, that's also one of Ghost X best, together with Legion Commander. I can understand you. If you think Axe is a good pick in the patch, I think it's a value ban against Empire.
I mean, it's disable. It's also lane contest. Like I feel like Scarith Mage by himself in the lane, just as the support, doesn't feel that amazing. But if you pair it with something like Axe, it definitely feels way scarier.
Yeah.
So I guess removing the Axe is probably safer because nobody's really scared of Sky solo, perhaps.
Could be. Warlock is available. But you do not pick Warlock with Bounty Hunter. I
Yeah,
think they
that's
play two
really weak.
different
Why the
things.
bounty hunter in the first phase? Do you think that's just a spot of specialty thing, or
Yeah, I think so.
They just know what they want to do, that kind of game already.
Who is it their position 4 player is? I can't see the names.
We have
I know we have Misha on 5.
Misha, BZZ, Nyx, Immersion, and
Immersion is a really good bounty hunter player. It's one of his best heroes, so that's
Okay.
why. He is
So they have,
very,
like,
very good.
that
on Purge.
AdFinM thing going.
Yeah,
where they
pretty
have a
much.
specialist on it.
He's on that level, I think. Immersion
Okay.
plays a great bounty, so makes
Cool.
sense.
I don't know. I just don't feel like
Specialist.
bounty belongs in this meta.
I
If somehow you can survive the early stages, you get a couple of return kills when they go aggressive, you show up, you can gank the mid lane, of course, get the courier snipe, but otherwise, I just don't feel he doesn't put that much pressure in the lane.
Yeah, that's his biggest weakness is he's not a strong laner. If you pair him with some specific things or against some specific things, it can work. But picking it this early before you have information, I think is a little bit of a bold choice. See, now this is going to happen, right? And this is a hero
Let's
Bounty
make-
can't do anything to.
Yep. And wins lanes.
So that's a lane Bounty can't really pressure. We'll see how Empire go about this. The other thing about this pick that first of all, I really like this Undying pick against Bounty, but I also like it with Beastmaster, and 2 reasons. They play the same kind of game. It's like group up, push, take towers, use the Beastmaster aura with Tombstone to pressure in team fights, and then secondly, that's the type of game Bounty does not want to play. He doesn't want a 5-man. He wants skirmishes. He wants chaos. If he wants 5-man, it's because you have something like Tinker or something ridiculous damage-wise to compensate for Bounty's lack of it. Right now they have Doom, who does nice single target, but has no like spread damage in these team fights. They're gonna need to choose their path already. I feel like with what Empire showed. Empire showing their hand. They're like, come fight us. You know, let's 5-man.
Yeah, Undying's one of my favorite heroes when enemy picks Wisps as well.
Yeah.
It's a double decay pretty much guaranteed because they are tethered together and you can just use double decay and just lower the HP on Wisp and he easily goes down.
Downside would be late game, though. You could tether and add extra auto attacks to the Tombstone with whoever.
That's true.
Undying is a lane winner, so
Yeah.
wherever he goes, pretty much that lane is won.
The nice thing about Undying in this patch or in later patches as well is that the hero used to have this weakness that when the game got to like 30 or 40 minutes, you felt super awful and useless.
Yeah.
You were only an ultimate that had a damage amp, and that was kind of it, and you dropped the Tombstone. Now, you get a free Tombstone when you die on level 15. The Tombstone gets way stronger on level 20, and on level 25 you get an extra life and an extra tomb. So he scales, actually,
Yeah.
as a support. He's actually one of the stronger
Yeah.
supports in late game. Makes him a way more appealing pick. I think he's not being picked enough, personally.
Yeah. A lot of the
in
items
this-
you typically
this
get
turn.
on him now seem stronger than ever, too, like Crimson Guard,
Yeah,
pipes, and stuff
absolutely,
like that.
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
those utility items feel super important now, so he just is fitting all the bill.
Yeah, and you can play him as 4 or 5. Even without the items, he's gonna win you the
They
lane.
banned Pugna against BZZ.
Oh, they did.
Because
Okay, raise your hands. How many of you have
I mean,
Pugna set?
if you've played Dota for
I
probably,
think I have.
His
I
set?
actually don't
I'm
even
not sure.
know. I
I'm
probably
not
have
sure. I
it.
might.
unless you sacrifice it or whatever it is.
Now, you are saying they
Turned it
banned
in.
Pugna against BZC, but they banned it against Nyx. He is a Pugna player.
Oh,
he
yeah?
plays it a lot in this team. It's funny
Oh.
because it's a BZC set, right? But I don't think I've seen them really play it on BZC as of late, at least. But it isn't a ESPADA special. Almost no other teams are running Pugna, but they're going to respect it here. Don't even really know if Pugna would have been that good this game. Like, it's not a great partner for Bounty. It doesn't destroy the Tombstone. It doesn't do particularly well against these heroes so far. Like, they have low
It'd be-
mana costs.
It'd be better on Empire, really.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like an Empire pick here. That would be pretty good.
They push so hard.
I think it's okay against Beast, I feel like. Because you do so much AoE that you can clear summons and stuff.
You can decrypt the roar target, I guess.
And even just
That's-
like Decrypt
Gyro's
Blast
still in the
ulting
pool.
Beastmaster kind of forces Roar out, stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah,
But maybe it means that they're going to pick heroes that Pugna is good against.
this is going fast.
And that was a
Disruptor
real
and-
fast counter pick.
So ESPADA going to go for the classic 1-2 with Bounty Disruptor here. Track, chase heroes down and glimpse them back. Now they're going to get Gyro, so they
against Tomb.
want to be able to fight.
Yeah, but I mean, they had 3 heroes who don't hit the tomb, so they needed something. Gyro, one of the better ones against Undying.
Yep.
Goodbye, zombies. Good against Beastmaster too, kind of. Just clear the summons and stuff.
The one thing that the Radiant does not have whatsoever is tower damage. They are going to rely on finding a fight with Bounty Hunter that favors them, outnumbering the opponent, killing them, and then getting a tower as the reward. Because they aren't just going to waltz down and be like, hey, let's fight. Then Empire going to be like, yeah, let's fight. We'll put down a tombstone and we're going to fight into you, and we're probably going to be stronger than you.
I never liked those kinds of lineups. especially Bounty Hunter and Disruptor, even in the previous patches, the opening seemed rather weak. Even if you try
Yeah.
lane, especially now, Disruptor is not that strong of a dual laner.
It definitely is weaker than it used to be. And it already, I would agree, was not my favorite opener either. I think this puts a lot of pressure on ESPADA's last pick. At least they have the 10th pick of the draft, so they will be able to see the entirety of what they're facing.
So you think they're going to favor a mid laner who's more self-reliant or split pushy than someone who can come together and make a push happen? Like DK, would be like the two heroes I'd say would be like, let's take on Empire and make fights happen and have a pusher, tower hitter, or they can get something else that's...
I think DP could be pretty interesting, actually. But let's wait and see when we get there. There's still 2 picks to go first. For
True
Empire.
that. Let's see what kind of...
DP is nice with track. It's very nice for that hero to get move speed. So Empire, they're taking a lot of time now after this gyro pick. Seems to have thrown them off a little bit. Maybe they should have banned the gyro instead of Pugna if that was the case. They're going to go Slark.
Oh.
Oh, I'm not a big fan. This Slark into Disruptor, Doom. There's always Bounty scouting you.
Yeah, I also don't feel like he plays an Undying's game. I don't really like this pairing of heroes that much because, once again, Undying wants to group up and team fight. Sure, Slark can fight after he gets the Shadow Blade, etc., but that's not... The type of fight Slark likes is one that's like a bit chaotic, you know, there's like 2 things happening at the same time on multiple fronts, and Undying is like, we fight here.
What about the other 2 heroes though? Because I feel like Beastmaster can focus on somebody, Wind Ranger can focus on somebody. Maybe those guys focus on one guy, Sark hits the back line. I feel like I feel like there's enough chaos. I mean,
it can work for sure. It works nice with the other 2, like you said. It's just the Undying doesn't feel too good about the type of fights that Slark wants to take often. Don't fit too well.
but he does secure his laning stage. You could argue is one other benefit of it.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, final bans to come out here.
So what do both teams need a mid, unless Empire are going to put their Wind Ranger mid?
They ban Zeus.
I have a feeling they're not going to do that. I don't think FN really likes Wind Ranger very much. Maybe I'm wrong. I think he has played it, but I don't think he plays it very often. So what do they have? They would have a Wind Ranger Beastmaster lane, which is really strong. Undying Slark, which is strong because there's an Undying in it. And they could get a last pick mid, but they're going to be blind picking their mid, in which case Wind Ranger is already a nice blind pick mid, so maybe they will just keep it there and get another better support for what they're facing. I just don't know what's better. Wind Ranger is nice against Slark, or sorry, Bounty as a support. Bounty goes on you, you wind run, whatever. Go away.
I don't know. I was thinking like maybe Mirana, but Mirana's good with the Slark, but the problem is Glimpse and Control.
Alright.
Lesh.
Track. They banned Lina. So openings for ESPADA here. There's no Pugna. They would probably like that here.
It's really hard for ESPADA to kill heroes basically. Like they have to commit either Disruptor ulti or Doom. And their other stuff is not like good at fighting, but it isn't like bursty kind of. So I feel like with them having like Lesh and Wind Ranger and Beastmaster and Slark, there's like so many threats all over the place that they need to deal with. But with like Bounty alone, he can't deal with that very well. As soon as he shows himself, he's gonna get gone on and killed, I feel like.
I think Kunkka's still a good pick. Not the best laner against the Lesh, but when he hits level 6, so much kill potential, and it's one extra way to deal with Slark.
That's true.
They can't take towers.
Yeah, I kind of like the Kunk idea, but
They can't take towers. They need a DP or something, I think.
Maybe they don't need to. They just seek fights with Bounty. As I said, I'm not a big fan of those
It's just
kind
like
of lineups.
how's this game going to play out? The Dire team is going to come at you with Tombstone, Beastmaster, and Leshrac, and they're going to take their towers, and they're going to have to be ready to fight back every single time. They're going Queen, so similar. No tower damage, but at least a strong team fighter. So it looks like their ideology here is, okay, we're going to try to pressure lanes with Bounty. We're getting lanes that he can gank for, such as Quap and Gyro. And then if we can snowball from there, we will just beat them head-on in fights.
Yeah, Queen of Pain also has AoE to deal with Slark.
Yeah. I like Quap more than Kunkka. I think that was a better pick, but I'm still concerned about their lack of ability to take objectives. We'll see. Maybe it comes by itself. If they get good enough fights and get a lot of track gold, obviously you can always win with just being rich. I favor Empire, though, overall. But looking at the 2 lineups now, you can definitely see that the Radiant stand a fighting chance in 5-on-5s. They have a lot of AoE.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Disruptor, Gyro, and Quap can all burst. A little bit light on the lockdown side, though.
I think
It's more like target stun, glimpse only.
Lesh could have been
Bujat?
a stolen pick as well. They could have picked it for a mid against the Slark. Does well against the Wind Ranger as well.
That's true. Because if
Which one did you say?
the
Leshrac.
Because if they got Lesh, then they'd have Lesh versus
And
Slark.
Lina was banned. Yeah.
They deal so much damage they could deal with Undying pretty well. Might have worked. So pretty close here.
All right, we'll see if the Bounty Hunter and early team fight potential of Empire here is going to be, no, sorry, not Empire, of ESPADA is going to be good enough here to go against Empire. Well, lean onto an early bit of lag in our match as we get underway. Reminder, you can catch a lot of the other matches and coverage across the other Beyond the Summit channels. Beyond the Summit 2 with Gareth. Beyond Summit 3, you got South America getting ready to go, if not already started. Moxie, and then Dragon Drop hanging out Beyond the Summit 4 to help us round out more CIS coverage. Let the games begin.
So what I think is going to happen in this game is that the Gyro and Disruptor will just be playing bottom. And oh god, this chat line is getting so annoying actually. They're probably going to be starting Bounty top with Doom for just a wave or two. Give him a little bit of help in the beginning. They know they can't win this lane, so or maybe they swap the lanes around and put Disruptor there. We'll see which one they do. But in my mind, Bounty has to go and pressure mid. I think it's his best play in the game. He will not be able to pressure either of the other lanes. Beastmaster, Windrunner don't care. Undying Slark don't care. So the one hero that really cares about getting pressured is the Leshrac, especially when facing up against the Queen of Pain in lane. This is a lane that can be run over, and that's where you got to target your pressure.
Well, that's classic Bounty Hunter in the mid lane. So we'll see if it's something they do follow through with. For now, looks like they'll be putting some extra attention towards the top lane, seeing if they can collect both bounty runes. But at the same moment, Empire already claiming the area here on the bottom, leaving Gyro by himself. So just looks like each team is going to get their own little piece of the pie, if you will.
Yeah, the problem for Radiant team will be the bottom lane, Gyro. He doesn't have a support.
Yeah, you are right.
So
Even
probably
if that Disruptor's
Disruptor,
up here.
yeah, they want to pressure the runes, and he's probably going to TP bottom.
Yeah, he has to go bottom.
Gyro's going to get wrecked though. He's going to be hit by axes and some Orb of Venom from Wind Ranger.
We see this more often.
Has to
The
go
supports going aggressive to invade enemy runes, and then they TP back.
It's the Slack style. He taught the world this. Every game.
Base. What's that?
Slack style. Always cross the river, fight for the runes, and then go do whatever. Every game. Never fails.
But the problem is, if they go aggro on you, see that you don't have a TP, and they kill you, what are you gonna do?
Why wouldn't you have a TP?
What?
Why wouldn't you have a teleport?
Well, he just used it, and if he dies right away.
Oh, I see.
Well, Lesh off to a fine start, claiming a couple of CS there, and I don't see the Bounty Hunter coming that direction quite yet as he continues to hang and go for the cut in that top lane. Watch bottom here as Misha's trying to lay it on pretty thick to the Beastmaster.
This is the way to play this lane as Gyro, I think. You skill Flat Cannon level 1, you push the wave, because your lane is not in a winning position with either Battery or Rocket Barrage or the Homing Missile. You actually just can't win the man fight, so get the CS, force them away, and see if you can get pulls with Disruptor to build your advantage.
Don't worry, guys. I got the technology.
Yeah, this lane's rough, man. Like, what are you gonna do? I guess he gets pounced on here and gets caught.
It's been a while since we had to see the offlaner deal with it himself, and this is the victim of that.
It's crazy. But yeah, Orb of Venom is actually so amazing on Undying for reasons like this. Like, because your hero's like 310 movement speed or something, so you're really fast, and then all you need to do is like chase and decay.
Yeah.
It completely changes the hero from a support position if you can afford the orb.
All right, here comes our bounty friend, spotted, as there is a sentry on the ground. But they decide to make the jump. Moving with the Shadow Strike, couple of right clicks, Undying.
Nice.
Comes back in, the stun's there. Didn't have the mana for the decay. There he gets off the hit, but some good flirting and poking damage, and Lesh is going to be forced to use the salve now.
Yeah, so what's going to happen here in mid is that Lesh will get some CS with Lightning Storm. Quap should get more denies just by being able to hold the lane after Bounty harasses. And Lesh will have to spend a decent amount of gold on regen. That is, however, the only lane that is going well for ESPADA right now, so... actually, bottom is holding their own. 8 CS on Gyro is okay. They're definitely in the losing lane. Bounty gonna come down and tickle Beastmaster.
keeps
Nice
him guessing.
50 damage there.
But here comes some flax. Can't quite get close enough. Follows it up with the rocket.
Oh, he is actually dead. Nice. Or no, sticks. He had a lot of sticks. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Thanks to those sticks, it looks like he'll have enough health to be able to survive the little bit of pressure.
Doom is such an RNG hero. He relies so much on a side camp. What he's gonna get.
He got the good
won the
one.
lottery.
Got the good one, and the same one spawned again.
Nothing like a free ring of health.
I think this creep is too strong.
Way too good. Yeah.
It's been that way for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Just not enough attention to it.
I mean,
Not enough people doing it in the pubs, maybe.
it's only
or
really
something.
abusive on Doom, really, because it stays
Yeah.
with you. Anything else is like, okay, it's a summon or whatever. Correct?
It's
Runs
still
well.
it's still nice one for Chen as well. When you go and harass the lane, you have like this double value creep. It harasses with shockwave and it sustains with the heal for your teammate in the lane. So both those heroes use it very well. But apart from that, yeah, it's not really relevant on anything else. As a Dom creep, it's like whatever, you know. When you get the Dom, it's already about like 6 to 10 minutes in usually, and the health regen aura is a lot less relevant. But early on, it's like super good.
It's not broken enough to bother nerfing, and maybe it's better to nerf Doom in other ways too.
That already happened fairly recently. He got a nerf on Infernal Blade.
Now this is a Thief lane on top. They're stealing all of his strength. Decay plus Lark's passive.
Real stat sucker. Oh, my bad, Rob. I hate that box. I just don't even notice it.
Which box?
The,
When you join a
spectator one.
spectator thing, a spectator box in the
right,
corner,
right,
I have to close it.
I didn't even notice it was open.
Yeah, because we're not in game.
Because only Rob or maybe some chatters who are not watching the game but watching the box are getting irritated with it, which is fine. I'll take care of it.
the official casters can be in game.
All right, we got that taken care of. Bounty Hunter tried to swing through the mid lane. Bit unsuccessful there. Unfortunately, he's already feeling a little irrelevant in the early part of the game. I'd hate to see him already start banking on his team getting level 6s and all that team fight being when he can, reel in the track money. But that may be the case here. Holding out.
This is the biggest problem of picking it first too, right? Is that the
Yeah.
enemy team has so much time to adjust and pick strong enough lanes that you don't have anything to abuse. This is a very dead disruptor. They got the bounty rune though. It's not too bad. How many did Radiant get here? They get 3.
They
see.
will get
Actually,
the
trade.
Wind Ranger
Not bad.
kill, so I mean that does help things a
Not
bit.
bad, not bad. There's still, is that one still up for grabs top? Is that not taken yet?
Hold on a
Am I-
second.
It's not taken.
Okay, so they could technically get 3 here.
It may be one of those cases where everyone forgets about it,
Yeah, it looks like it.
and then it's like 8 minutes, and someone goes, "Oh, hey,
They have a vision
Free
on
room.
Bounty. He's gonna die.
okay."
Yeah, this
The-
is why I don't like
This
Bounty.
is a nice play by Dyer. They pretended they didn't see him, so he felt comfortable.
I think one creep hit him, but he didn't notice.
Oh, he didn't notice that?
Yeah.
A good thing you should do as Bounty Hunter in these situations where you go to the lane invis, you
Attack.
an
Yes.
enemy hero to see if they see you. Just draw a creep aggro. Get the
Yeah,
information.
that's the next level play.
No, that's basic play.
the basic level play.
I mean, that's like the axe trick, when you aggro heroes in other lanes, double aggro on yourself.
Oh,
there it
Lesh
is.
is in trouble here, I think.
Hey,
Never
oh.
mind. He's probably fine. Yeah. He's holding his
Oh,
own.
Oh, how
casual
wonderful!
region.
Oh, well played, dude.
Life is great.
Oh, they also get a kill on the Beastmaster bottom with Gyro. Did Gyro reach 6?
Nope.
Not yet. That's when this bottom lane gets really scary, though. Oh, they're getting both
Oh
of them?
my gosh, yes they are.
Not bad. Very surprised, though. I do not think they should be getting 2 kills down here with those 2 heroes.
Things are turning
Until
back and around
Jarvis.
quite a bit.
Maybe they killed Beast when he was really low or something, or he was separate, so they got rocket barrage damage.
Yeah, it must have been something like that. I mean, one thing they do wear them down over time, right? With Flak Cannon and
I suppose.
Thunderstrike, but it takes a while. Must have been out of region or something.
The amount
Definitely
of
doesn't die from full HP.
Sentry dewarding has been insane.
Yeah, so this is one benefit we didn't talk about with Bounty Hunter, right? Is he does a lot of economical damage.
Yeah.
Or economic, rather.
It's always the
Nice blink.
one thing that the bounty hunter players will hold on if they're feeding over early. It's like, guys, don't worry, I'm making them spend money on wards, so it's all good. It's all good. I'm hurting the pockets.
The Lisp is a big part of playing Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, I mean,
It's mandatory.
you can hear me play the Storm player. Guys.
Oh, what a weird skill build. 1-2 on Undying. 2 soul rip.
That's actually pretty common, I would say. I think if you play this early laning build, you go 1-2-4.
Huh.
It's my favorite build, and I've seen a lot of other Undyings go for this. Sometimes people go 2-1, so you get the lower cooldown on
I don't
decay.
think it's good because you can't.
Decay is too expensive. Can't spam it anyway.
I think you should start with 1-1-1.
Yeah, that's the other build.
Yeah,
that sounds better.
because
to me.
there's not enough units. It increases from 10 to 12. You're not gonna have 12 units at the creep wave.
What's the marginal damage increase? It goes from like 10 to 12 damage
18
or
to
something.
22.
It's like,
That's it.
so let's say 10 creeps, it's like 40 more damage. That's assuming 10 creeps. That's like
That's-
unlikely.
Yeah. I think
Really
1-1-1
marginal.
is often the better, and then you go 1-2 if you have anything with summons in lane, like Furion or whatever.
All right, Nisha baiting in this Beastmaster for a gyrocopter fight, which he's happy to oblige.
They can't. I feel that Beastmaster, if he's not paired up with something good like an Io or some other killer, you don't get that much out of the lane if the enemy lane is actually getting kills. And even if he gets level 6, I'm not sure if they can get a kill. Maybe on a disruptor, yes, if he's out of position.
Yeah, they have a lot of range spam between power shot and axes, but they can't seem to, lock down the disruptor.
You're
or anybody.
harassing a lot with the axes, but if nothing happens, it's pretty much wasted time.
Yeah. And the X's are better for right-clicking in addition to the X's.
This Doom is 49-11. He's got the highest CS in the game.
It's level 8.
He just busted his way back into that lane.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? If that Satyr creep would have been a troll, he would have been 13-5. But now he's 50-10. So fortunately, it was a Satyr.
Good for him.
Yeah. A slight
This
exaggeration,
is
perhaps.
BZZ. You can't just say that.
Definitely was very helpful for him, though. If you
Yeah.
would have got another creep, this lane would have gone different.
He's got Doom,
matters. It matters.
And a TP, so we'll see if they're going to break out.
I do agree with the Lacoste on that. I think the Doom, the Devour play is too RNG based right now. It means too much what creep you get in laning.
Looks like they got the upper hand on Miposhka. They'll finish off the Undying. Aurora comes out to try to slow them down, but it's to ill efforts. Can't even get the finish onto the gyrocopter.
That ain't good. They even TP down the Slark for nothing, so now he's in this lane. I mean, it's okay for him to be down here, but... well... Oh, well, I guess I'm going back.
Why not
man.
even come?
Well, he knows that there's a ward on the high ground.
Oh, I guess that's something.
It was really well done by Gyro. Like way ahead of the time, he basically kept an eye out there. As soon as the TP came, he starts this call down. He was walking away from Undying the whole time, knowing that they get that kill. And Bounty puts the ward down ahead of time, so it allows him to get the double.
Is he level 3?
He's level 3. Almost
I
level
gotta
4.
give him a lane now.
Yeah.
He gets the tome. It's gonna be 5. He needs 2 or 3 waves. So the main thing here, though, for Radiant is that so far so good, right? They need a good laning stage. They need to be ready to snowball through fighting because they can't really take towers, and they're building the foundation of what can be a really strong mid game when Bounty hits 6. They actually have the tools to win fights with track. Especially how rich Doom is can turn out to be really important because he can build the teamfight items they need
Doom
or the
standing
catch.
on a ward.
Hello.
But they can't do nothing to him.
Yeah, level 3 Scorched Earth and the... Oh, he actually replaces Satyr for a troll.
They jump him. Tombstone goes down at the same time. Immersion's here, but really can't offer a whole lot.
Oh, no.
But the stun misses. And
They had a full pounce to land that stun in and they didn't get it. That feels bad.
BZZ just runs on out.
He's fast with Drum, Phase, and Scorched Earth.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even have the move speed talent yet on 10. But when he has that, he's hasted. So...
Oh, gotta eat that creep, man. When the war is ready, it's same as Midas. You want to use it ASAP. It kind of triggers me every time I see it.
Yeah, it's level 1 Devour. Who cares? How much gold is that? Isn't it like
25?
25?
It's not that much.
Would you give up on 25 MMR?
It's better. Valid comparison. It's better on lane creeps anyways at that point because you don't really necessarily want to spend time searching for one that's not going to override your skill. So
Yeah.
I'd rather you wait 30 seconds to eat a lane creep.
It gets increasingly important when you have higher levels on it. The GPM starts kicking, especially when you get the talent with Devour Gold. I think that's on 15.
Yeah.
Then you really want to cycle it effectively. So, oh, he got pounce off before being doomed. Nice play by FN. He's not
This,
gonna
this is
die.
what he's been waiting for the whole time. That's why he's been inefficient, because he's been trying to get this kill.
What is BCC doing?
His
He's angry.
team's on the way, but they are awfully far.
He's pissed off. He doomed the Slark and he pounced away. He's like, you're not... I want something out of this.
His team, they're going to cut
got
him off.
something.
They're going to try to cut him off.
Ah, that's a dead
Well,
beast.
at least they catch Beast. I mean, Doom's net worth was higher, so he
track
hands
nets.
over a bit more.
I think that was a bad shuriken toss, actually. He gave away his positioning on Bounty Hunter for no reason. I don't think they needed it to get the kill. He could have started searching and maybe cancel a TP here. It might turn out okay anyway, as Undying has his in the backpack for some reason.
How does Undying die there? Like, he can see them.
Yeah.
They were passing the wards.
I
He
should
has enough
not be
time.
dying here.
If you just swap items, he had TP ready.
Did he walk by creeps to get to the side drop?
Doesn't matter. He had TP ready. He didn't swap it.
Yeah,
But
he could've
maybe he thought I'll hide in the trees. My team will respawn. Will defend the tower. But they knew he was there
yeah.
and they look for him.
Fair
That was my impression.
Could
Yeah.
possibly.
Certainly they won't go this ham.
I mean, they had a
chasing
sentry
for
and
me.
everything. They knew
Yeah.
they saw everybody. but-
Sadly for them, Bounty is still level 5.
I
They got,
no,
he just got tracked now.
He got it now.
Let's finally get some money. Let's get some money.
What do you think you should buy on Bounty Hunter this game? I think it's one of those heroes that can buy like, oh, hang on, this is a dead Windrunner, pretty sure. Good shot. Whoa, that's a max range latch right there. It does not stretch further than that.
He's gonna be angry.
Rolls in. There's the roar. Goes for the TP out. Oh my
Nice
god.
job.
The last second they get it down. Oh, Queen of
Oh,
Pain
man.
just gets stunned right up and also finished off. We're not done there yet. Gyro thinks about moving in and man fighting a bit,
Oh
but
my
the
God.
shackle. Oh my. Locks him and the squad together, and it's just a
Dude.
5-man wrecking crew.
This is the exact thing Empire's lineup want to have happen. The Radiant are grouping up to try to make a move after one of their heroes dies. Like, Doom is dead, then they reinforce, and there's already everything is in position from the Dire. Nice
Played it
flanking.
so well.
That was great.
Lesh set up for the Quap link to the left. Wind Ranger landing like
Two great shackles.
Two disgusting shackles, basically.
Yeah.
Especially the second one. That one was incredible.
Really nice. Yeah, they got more than they came for. They should not have got 5 kills there.
And Quap used their ulti too. So like,
Didn't
Yeah.
kill anyone.
True.
oh man, they got so far behind from that.
That was supposed to
I'm,
be their big track debut.
I'm not a fan of the Veil on Co-op this game. I actually don't think it's that good.
Oh,
I'll
they're
get
going
to it
to
in a second.
scout them on the way back in.
We push in a good position here. This is a dead disruptor, I think. Oh, maybe not. It's a what?
Undying.
They got track too.
Oh, hello.
Casually spotted there.
Never mind. Lesh didn't want to go for that. I understand. They didn't have enough info. So the reason I don't like Veil so much in Co-op is that it's good with the Gyrocopter, right, with his spells, but look at his build right now, how slowed he is, you know? When you go for this Veil on Queen, you need payout immediately. There needs to be some sort of good fights coming, or you could have been building toward an Orchid, or you could have been building toward, I don't know what he wants to get. If he wants to get a Linken's this game, it looks like. This build just doesn't feel very strong unless they get this perfect setup. I've seen Co-op starting to bypass the Veil and go for more of an Orchid rush while keeping 1 or 2 nulls. And the problem is, if Sonic Wave synergized with your Veil, it would be so much better, but it doesn't. It's only one of your spells that really benefits a lot. Boom. He did.
Nice little catch on the Bounty Hunter out of position.
Yeah, you asked about items on the Bounty.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
think he should swap the position 5 right now and maybe get Disruptor, get some items. If they want to win the late game, they're gonna need Axe on Disruptor. No matter what you build on Bounty, it's not gonna change the
Run
game.
and glimpse.
He'll catch one. Look at the Lesh. Yeah.
They pull him back in. And that will be an easy finish right there.
No track though.
No track, yeah.
Did he take? No, that's the move speed talent, right? The left one.
Yes.
Wait, on who?
The
Doom.
yeah, he got the left one.
Is that the move speed?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like you take that almost every time.
Yeah.
The health regen. It's not.
Unless it's like a game where they have damage issues and you're just gonna become super tanky in frontline, then I think it can be worth it.
I feel like the discrepancy in the numbers is pretty big, right? 16% move speed or 10 health regen.
It goes from like 14 to 30.
Pull back, but
Yeah.
Slark is right behind. They try to shackle, but they can't quite get the
Aw,
latch. They're
great
looking to go for the
Doom.
finish. But
That's
yeah, that Doom connection straight onto the Slark just deletes him out of the fight. Oh boy.
Was that 2 track kills or 1?
They definitely got the Undying. I assume they got
That was
Slark.
2. They might get Wind Ranger as well.
That's
Oh,
third.
they know
He
she's
found
here.
him. Yeah, he's dead.
Unless we see a sick shackle.
Or just running in a straight line and then they lose him.
Oh, career scouter. Oh, someone is pinging it.
Quap. Okay. Get the track out and get that goal.
Okay.
That's big. Empire needs to be careful with this kind of a random split on the map. When they start splitting out, Bounty gets to play his game. Oh, that's a dead gyro, I do believe. But at what cost?
Yeah, they
At
quickly
no
responded
cost.
for that one, but doesn't look like Radiant have an answer for it.
I still think it's fine. They got the tower. The mid tower for a gyro kill is probably fine for Radiant.
He's going Halberd. Did you see that?
Who is? Gyro?
The gyro, yeah. He has a Sanch and he's queuing up Halberd.
It's really good against the Stark.
Because it can't be dispelled, right?
Yeah.
So as long as you cast before you'll.
And he'll disassemble it later on.
Oh, make butterfly SOI, right? Oh, that's really smart.
That's pretty good.
Never thought about that.
Nice
I mean, he can
tankiness.
still keep it until the later stages.
The downside here is I think it's a less valuable Halberd game defensively than in a lot of other lineups because it's only really good against Slark, right? The evasion is not that important. He's gonna if he dies 2 spells.
I guess I just argue that if he gets BKB and doesn't get it off before he gets ultied by like Beastmaster or something, or shackled, then he just dies no matter what. But
Yeah.
with Halberd, he has a chance to survive, I guess.
There's a chance.
That's what I would argue.
That's a kill.
Yo, that Glimpse has
pullback?
been good.
They have a really good vision and they have good kiting tools. The move speed from Bounty Hunter, maybe in this game he didn't need to go for that 16% movement speed because he already has movement speed from the track. But
That's
it's
a
all,
good point.
but it's a better. I would choose that talent 90% of the time probably.
You're talking about Doom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Bounty, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. Still gonna see what Bounty takes, his move speed or XP taunts. I think most pro games we see the move speed picked because
His other talents are pretty shitty.
Yeah. The 15 one is decent sometimes. I think it's 350 health or
Yeah.
something. That's pretty much. but-
What's the other one, like attack speed or
I
something?
Attack
think
speed?
Attack speed is garbage. Completely worthless. Like Bounty's talents are designed in a way so that you can try to play him as a core, but it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So. Like,
Also his 20 talent.
oh, they only got 1 in that storm. I thought they were gonna get 2.
No. Kill the bird. Drop Tombstone on the high ground. Glimpse
do they
back.
see it?
It's a bit
It's hard
awkward.
to fight
Shackle
into.
stack with the roar. It's a split a piece, but taking the Lesh down feels pretty good for Radiant. They run forward. They're going to get more. Undying's dropped, and so is the Wind Ranger.
Silver lining there is that Bounty at least died. I think there was 0 track kills in that.
He didn't get his wand off in time.
No.
His chain stun, so.
I must
I mean,
run
they used
this.
Shackle and Roar on a Bounty who already used 2 tracks.
Oh, he got the tracks off too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really
He'll die anytime.
Yeah. So this is the problem that Empire is facing right now. So I was saying before, they need to be careful with the
Press
type
escape.
of moves they
Bonus.
make. If they
The escape key.
huh?
There you go.
Oh. If they make these segmented moves where they aren't together, their lineup isn't too well designed at dealing with Bounty Hunter, and Bounty will gather information when they split up about telling his team when they can take the skirmishes and when they can't. So they need to be careful to get these 5-man fights going, and they need to be in better position. This time they invaded the enemy high ground, and ESPADA were in a good position to just counterplay them really easily with their strong team fight. So, yeah, gotta be careful with playing around the Bounty.
Halberd's up, he's queuing up Ags now on Gyro. They're just
Yeah.
gonna go super high HP. It's not a bad idea, I
That'll
don't
be
think.
really tanky. Yeah, this is dead Beastmaster.
No TP.
I think they want to show as few heroes as possible for this kill.
That's so smart how they did it. I feel like everybody would just dive that normally, but just keep them as far away from the tower as possible.
How many of you do I have to
Like
kill?
with Glimpse and Track, they've gotten so much done. But it must be hard moving around the map and getting that all done without teams just evading you. But they're making it work.
Yeah.
I'm sure the direct to camera was much better than me.
It was fine. Yeah.
All right.
That's when you say no, Purge.
Thank you so much. Too much monster had to run to the
I'm
bathroom,
tired.
but we're good now. Oh, somebody's frustrated here. Look at this gyro player.
They just got a Glimpse Track kill. I don't think they're too upset, maybe. But
Oh.
Slark is starting to accelerate a lot, though. Like, in all of this fighting, Slark has been farming quite a lot. It's obviously a very effective farming hero when he gets space and time. Oh, they saw the bounty here. They're trying to pretend they don't see him. But is there a dust? He's dead. Oh, very defensive from FN there, using
Ooh,
the Shadow Dance. I think he was afraid of a Blink Doom.
yeah.
is possible.
Still
They
gonna
do settle
trade
for the
here.
Wind Ranger
It's
and
another
they'll get
track kill,
this.
probably.
Roar Quap.
They want to fight. Rolling with the roar. Stackstorm counterplay. Buyback even issued. Chew on one side looks like will be brought down. Disruptor, but the gyrocopter killing spree. See, hits it home there.
That was a dieback for Wind Ranger.
Yeah. It's largely insignificant.
Oh, that's right. It's a support. Not bad.
Yeah, but that's why I don't like the build on Wind Ranger. They don't lack damage. He went for a javelin. Didn't
Yeah,
have
he
good early game.
What would
Yeah,
you
I
do
don't
instead as support when you're kind of behind like
Dagger.
Four staff dagger.
You play on
or,
check.
or
Oh, they got him. He
that
doesn't have ulti.
He has Shadowblade though.
Oh,
no.
wait. There's no way they don't have detection right now. Oh, gosh.
Ooh.
I hate to
That's
tell
big.
you, hate to see that kind of thing happen.
You hate to see it, man, but everybody's been there
Yep.
in their pubs. This is just a glorified pub, right? They're not really playing
It's like
for
everyone looks at
anything.
you like, who has the dust? Do you get it?
And you're like, oh, is the dust hero dead? No, the Quap is dead. So they just flat out don't have any right now.
they don't have any urn outside of Empire, so maybe that would be the item for Wind Ranger. Something more costly.
Urn would be nice, yeah, I agree.
That's really good this game is Lotus Orb. Not sure if she can farm it, but against the Doom, against the Track,
But a Veil.
Gyro's missile.
But a veil.
Why are you such a big fan of the Veil?
It's a lot of stat. All right, look at her HP. She's got 950 HP. If you throw a Veil on her, she's gonna be sitting at like 1,100. I mean, she still won't have the money yet. She'd still be short by like 1,000 or something. So
I mean, it's still better than Javelin.
probably.
Probably because it's more costly, right?
He's dead.
Tries to make Nisha pay for the glimpse, but he can't.
Ooh. Okay. They had a sentry that time.
You ain't killing anyone, buddy. Your team is, though.
This is such a... I feel like the position 5s in this game are just going to be poor minute 60. Except if there's a million track kills, because there's so much being invested into having the better sentries. One team needs to cover the bounty hunter, the other team needs to counter the Slark. And having sentries so that when you see him Shadowblade away, it sets up for glimpse kills like that. And they're so big. Like, if you spend 10 sentries to get that one Slark kill, you feel happy about it as
Yeah.
a 5 in this game. It's super impactful kills.
Now playing support these days, it feels easy to buy sentries. I guess is my opinion. Feels like every time I leave the base, I'm like, put 2 sentries in the inventory, and then they pay off. You get
Yeah,
a
you
ward, you get
definitely
like
need to.
150 gold, and then just make pushing so much simpler.
I would definitely agree. At this level of playing competitive especially. In pubs, a lot of the time you feel like you're wasting your gold on sentries. If people aren't coordinated and taking advantage of them, you're just not scaling at all. But when you can trust your teammates like this, it feels good to spend a lot of gold on detection.
I'm surprised that they didn't give any sentry wards to a Slark. That's kind of a new thing. You would give him 2 or 3 sentry
True.
wards and he
Yeah.
just dewards by himself. Especially at the early stages when he has a Quelling Blade, so he doesn't have to spend time and be threatened by it.
Well,
True
X
that.
is up on Gyro now.
Yeah, this Radiant lineup is starting to look scary. And it's not like they're not going to scale either. They have really good late game. Doom and Gyro, great late game heroes. Queen of Pain is decent as well. You look at the other side, I would say Leshrac is more likely to fall off in this game with how much he has. The Slark, with the matchups Slark has in this game, not really sure if you can count on him to dominate this later on either. I don't think FN's game has been good enough. And so we've seen 2 games of Empire now. They're not doing too hot in their mid lanes in both games. There was the Ember game against the Windrunner, and now there's the Lesh against Quap. This one is harder, though. He's playing against Quap and Bounty. But
Yeah.
they're not getting that much out of there so far, because I think there was an announcement even that they were going to swap their roles and put FN on 1 and Naive on 2. And so far, I don't know if it's been the right choice for them in the games we've seen. I think FN is a stronger mid player than Naive is, and I think Naive's carry pool has been pretty decent, so maybe they've made some... we have a very small sample size here, and the team should know better than us, right? But the adjustments haven't looked too impactful. They probably had a good reason to do it, though, that we obviously can't see just by watching the games. Like maybe it's communication, shot calling, being comfortable in the game. Maybe they feel like FN's late game decision making is better, so they want to put him on the true centerpiece of the lineups.
I love what Doom does. Slark just DPs out with his ulti, so he immediately picks up the War Stomp, so he can stop that. And before he gets a BKB, and it's way better. He had a Troll before, with just one blink and 2-man stomp, you can just change the whole fight with it. There's not a better hero, better creep than probably War
Do you like
Stomp.
this Doom item build this game?
No.
Do you think the double mobility instead of teamfight
No.
items, like he could go Crimson Guard or he could have gone a Pipe against this Leshrac Slark that both
Yes.
have really magic damage reliant
Either
heroes?
Pipe or BKB right after, so you can be that frontliner.
Yeah.
I guess I disagree because if you doom Slark, the fight is over. Because they just don't, they're not close enough. Like, Lesh is nowhere near competitive enough survivability-wise, so if they doom Slark, their damage is over. The fight's over. So I feel like 2 mobility items gives them more reach and ability to get those kills. Like, they just have full map control, like, there's sentries and stuff, and so getting a Shadow Blade on top of that is kind of bad. But
I like his itemization for how the game is going. But I think if this was a more even game or if they were behind, I would disagree with it. But I think
I agree.
if they identify that this is the state of the game and that's the job of Doom, I like it for that reason. So as long as they're buying it because of that read, I'm a fan. But just looking at the lineups against each other going into this game, this is not what I thought Doom would be buying. That's why I said it. So it feels like the game would be in a different state right now.
And we'll see if it's something he regrets.
Yeah, we'll see. It's Roche time. They have DD on Quap. This goes pretty fast.
I mean, he could certainly walk into like a Roar
Yeah.
combo kind of a thing and just die.
He is deceptively fragile right now. He's like 3 armor. Is that what he has?
5.
Is it
It's
5?
Aquila.
5.
Oh, okay.
5 with the
with an
equivalent.
Aquila.
0.7.
Oh, they found...
Misha, Disruptor, but Roche is already down. Aegis already picked up. Gyro with little mana, though, trying to make work with the last bit of what it could be at life, but they want to save it. They want to
There's
save
their
it.
Shadow
They're going to
Blade,
run.
Yeah. Doom died really fast there. Well, they get a couple of trades here, maybe. They get both.
Oh no, the Satyr, watch out.
Where's Gyro? He's on the shrine. Did he stay alive with Aegis?
Yeah.
It's a good trade. That's definitely worth it for the Radiant, what happened there. I think they got 1 or 2 track kills in the mid of it even. Quap can't die here.
Slark has a gem
That's
now.
far away. Ah, that's good. He should have maybe had one a couple minutes ago even. So yeah, Doom did manage to get his Doom off in the end of the fight there. Might have saved 1 kill that way, but definitely saw the weakness there of the Shadow Blade Dagger build if he gets caught out like that. He died very fast.
Because the other thing is, just before, when it was being mentioned how sentry wards are pretty much going to be all over the map. Now there's a gem even, so even if he gets close, it's like he may be spotted. So it's a bit of a risk.
Actually, I really like the Maelstrom Eggs on Gyro this game. Because with it makes your Rocket Barrage perk even better. Because you're going to clear all the creep waves really rapidly. Because if often you're attacking, and then once the Rocket Barrage just goes on actual heroes, you're going to deal a lot more damage.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I've tried it before, back when like eggs kind of started coming out, but you can farm really fast with it. It's pretty fun. But his build has been really wise all game, I think.
Side Gunner is a pretty nice thing to have against a hero like Slark as well. Slark will be using his ulti, but when he's outside of the ulti, Gyro basically... Oh, it's going to be an easy kill here. Oh, actually, hang on.
Wait, that's
That-
Gyro with Aegis. What?
I don't know. They make a hard commitment at first, pump the brakes.
Doom
Slark
died.
does manage to just gobble up the Doom and then put his focus onto the Gyrocopter.
Ooh.
They wait
Oof.
his second life.
Shackle.
Move in. Queen of Pain's forced to step up. Now Gyro looking to man up onto the Lesh. The Lesh pops his BKB. Call
30
down comes
stacks.
out. Slark gets right back in towards the Gyrocopter and continues to mount up the stacks. And there's going to be the finish. This one looks pretty good for the Dire. They back out in a way after the winnings, but uh-oh. They got the glimpse. They got the pullback in Static Storm. That's a gem also on the deck.
That was
They're
such a great
getting
kill.
so much value out of the glimpse this game. It's actually
Yeah, they
insane.
are.
Yeah, so what I wanted to say was I like the idea of Ags on Gyro, especially against Slark, because one of Gyro's weaknesses as a hero is his single target damage is not that high. He's a spread damage carry. But when Slark is man-fighting you, the Side Gunner actually increases your damage output by a lot. Just that extra attack coming in all the time. So when Slark is out of his ulti, when he doesn't have Shadow Dance running, you have a chance of killing him off with a bit of help. If you don't have this Ags, it's like your damage, Slark doesn't care. Like, you don't hit for anything. So that's a nice extra benefit. The downside to the Maelstrom right now, though, is that he's fighting into 2 BKB cores, so it actually isn't doing much. I like the Ags. I don't think the Maelstrom was the way to go, though. You should have gone BKB into, like, flat-out just attack damage items like MKB, Butterfly.
Maybe he was thinking of the Wind Ranger Wind Run as well when he bought
And
it.
it doesn't matter. It's a position 5.
Exactly.
Wind
She does
Ranger.
nothing. Windrunner right now is a Shackle Shot, basically. A good Shackle Shot, though. If there was no Lincolns in that last fight in the co-op, they would have been destroyed.
Yeah.
That was really important that you had Lincolns.
Oh, that's a full hex against the Slark. He doesn't have enough money to buy Lincolns yet. And Doom picked up a gem as well, and they stole the gem from them, so they have 2 gems right now.
I think Doom, before buying BKB, should buy a plate mill this game. He's getting solo killed by Slark in Roar.
Yeah, he died so
Yeah,
so
that's the
fast.
Shadow
It's
Blade build.
extreme EHP to buy a plate mill in Doom. You get so much. He has 2,000 flat health right now, so just getting armor is extremely cost efficient.
It's like equivalent to getting 1,000 HP.
Yeah, something like that. It's ridiculously good. He could also go for a blade mill if he wants. That's an alternative solution to deal damage to Slark that way. So when Slark goes on you, you pop the blade mill and he feels bad about hitting you.
He could have gone for Crimson as well.
Crimson's another option. Don't know if I'm feeling the Crimson too much in this
No.
game. You're not really... There's
Not
nothing else.
anymore.
It's like, what do you really counter? The focus fire doesn't matter. Beastmaster is not really split damaging. There's no split damage carry. The Dire, however, could have had a Crimson against Gyrocopter. It's really good. What does Beastmaster have, even?
Necro.
Book Blink Medallion. Is the book good this game? I think it's just gonna die to Gyro in BKB. It's just gonna flack it down. I actually really don't feel the Necro book here. I don't know what the purpose of it is. I think he could have bought better items. Solar Crest into AC or something like
They'll
that.
be able to find Shadowblade heroes, find kill bounties.
Shadow
stuff like
Blade
that.
and Bounty, yeah, that's the only thing I think of.
It's just,
D-Ward.
it's such a big investment
Yeah.
going Necro 3 to have detection.
Oh, what do you
That
buy
is-
instead?
I think like Crest, Crimson, I think would have been nice.
Yeah.
So they can counter the Gyro's damage a lot.
Or Crimson Halberd also.
Halberd could have been great against the Gyro as well. Does that counter the Side Gunner?
Not sure.
I don't know.
Actually, I'm not sure about that. Does he have
Purge?
Oh yes, DD.
I don't know.
Oh, this
Come on.
This goes fast. This is another thing about the Side Gunner and Gyro. It gives him pushing power. It helps them a lot with the weakness of their lineup that is not very good at taking towers. It almost gives you double damage against towers, having Side Gunner. So that means when you have DD and Side Gunner, you have like quad damage against buildings. That's when it starts mattering. Okay, Beast got the split push out. Was that a buyback from Undying? So,
It was.
yeah.
Was that
helped them.
65 gold?
It's more the cooldown is going to be relevant next time. I'm sure Undying would love to reach level 15, but it's far away right now. Is that co-op level 24?
Yes, sir.
Wait, what minute is it? 30?
35?
Oh, 35. Okay.
So is it?
I feel like we should move this monitor a bit closer. Am I just blind? Is it easy to see
No,
what minute it is
I
for
would.
you guys?
I do not envy your position over there. I would not be able to see that at all.
Rob!
Move the monitor closer.
Can we? No.
We're debating moving the monitor closer so we can see numbers.
syndereN's blind.
Do you have binoculars?
Uh-oh. Is this a dieback for our friend? No.
That would actually be a really bad death. This one.
But he's fine. He makes it back even though he's under the watchful eye of the track.
How long did he have left us in his respawn when he bought back? Was he at 20 seconds? Because that's going to matter on his next death. Even if you're only level 12, if you buy back early in your respawn, it stacks up. It's like
So
being
you think
dead
he's
as-
gonna die again?
He almost did. He's not gonna now.
I think that was the last one.
We'll see though.
He might. Is this an
Gonna go
Undying
go-
joke?
he'll go-
Is it coming up?
He'll go godlike for the rest of this, I think.
I mean, he died 9 times already.
Did Quap go with the Scream of Pain Fear?
I think you
Yeah.
almost always do that. The spell block could have been decent here, actually. He's playing against Beastmaster and Shackle
Shackle,
Shot,
yeah.
and they have the Lincolns. So,
All right, waiting out the front door, but
The
Dire
Shadow Blade.
running out. Can they get anything? Well, they're watching also. They have their own sentry.
sentries
Dancing with the Necro book.
with the devil.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? I'll take that as a no. You haven't seen probably the moonlight ever.
No,
Okay.
I've seen Moonlight.
Well, that's something.
Have you seen Moonlight?
The movie?
Yeah.
It's all right.
That was good. That was good. All right, we have repositioned the
I
monitor.
like the first half of the movie.
Surely this repositioned monitor is not going to ruin all of our camera shots.
Well, that's on them to figure out. So
Rob.
don't worry, that's not your job.
They'll get there.
They'll figure it out. Just drop the TV on the coffee table. They'll be fine.
So 17,000 gold lead for the Radiant now.
Starting to look like an open qualifier kind of advantage here, but
Yeah, and the real question is what does Empire really do now? I feel like the timing is just missed. Late game, I don't really favor them, especially with the amount of farm that they have. The cores of the Radiant are so far ahead.
Yeah.
You gotta try to find a fight where you get a jump with Beastmaster and Slark at the same time on a core and kill that core. Killing Doom straight away before he gets Doom out or something like that would be a start. Because they're pretty limited on options, right? You can't go on the Gyro or the Queen. Does Gyro doesn't have a Lincolns yet, right? Is he getting one?
No.
He's not building it. So Gyro is technically a kill if they do it well. But
That's why I don't like the Maelstrom on Jara in this game. He already went for Heaven's Halberd, which is not that common pickup. He's running out of slots.
yeah.
It's true.
He's gonna need to sell Sanch probably to get the Butterfly.
I actually think it's okay to sell Maelstrom late game on Gyro. Personally.
Yeah, but he built
Yeah.
it as what, 4th item?
Yeah. What's your point? You're
You
saying
know,
it's-
you don't build an item as 4th and then
Well,
sell it when you get 6
It's
slots.
just that you farm really fast with eggs. It accelerates you, and the Maelstrom does as well. Like it makes you clear camps really fast. And pretty soon, what happens is you get to this position, you're like, you know what? Having a Daedalus would be way better. And you sell your 2,700 gold item. You waste 1350, but it
Yeah.
did accelerate you. And all of a sudden, you've got a Satanic with the Daedalus, and it's like
You could have gotten Mask of Madness for that purpose.
Mask
I
of Madness
actually-
would not increase his farm speed nearly the same, and would be vulnerable in a team fight.
If he bought Mask of Madness as 2nd item, 3rd item,
He would have died to Slark in fights really easily. Like, I mean, like, I agree that the Maelstrom had issues with the BKB timing that matched up really poorly there, but like it increases your farm level so much, so much.
I'm not sure
On-
about the
on
exact
neutrals.
timing he got it in the math of how fast it goes, but it's. I would imagine this item pays for itself over like 5 minutes or 6 minutes or something. Relatively quickly, at least. If you just sell it again, that is. So. I think it's solid. Well, regardless.
free Roche for
It's
Radiant.
going very well for them anyway. What do you think Slark got the Lincolns for, guys? What do you think? Do you think he got it for the Doom or for the Glimpse? Because he's been fucked equally by both spells.
yeah. And
What do you
Doom
get it
adjusted
for?
again. He knows that Slark has a Lincoln, so he gets Snare Creep again.
This is good.
All right.
Nice
They
armor,
are,
Doom,
Look at
broski.
that! Oh, the Necro 3!
The next label play. 3 armor Doom.
And he lost the gem as well.
Yep. Well, he got the BKB now. He needs this plate mail so bad. Did you
Yeah.
see that? He died
Yeah.
to
That was-
Edict and a book.
He's
Like,
made of
come
paper.
on.
He's a giant paper man.
2,500 health killed by a Necro book and Edict. That feels bad. That is not good.
Got that Doom off though. Got him.
Yeah, well, it was a good Doom target. He just didn't have any
Oh, they're gonna
teammates.
find Disruptor. Or they're gonna find Wind Ranger.
Yes, they are.
I guess they found each other. Nice 400 gold there for Gyro. Plus the kill, so like 700 in that exchange. You got 2 Necrobook kills. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Killing those 2 books is like the same as a hero kill at this point for Gyro.
Yeah.
Except if it's a core he kills, it's more valuable.
Arc Warden just had to ruin it for everybody. No, it was that there was that like that Necro patch where everybody was buying Necro.
Yeah. Dude, he clears waves so fast.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Remember in Dota 1, there used to be a limit on how many Necro books you could buy in a game.
1.
Was it 1 or 2?
1.
Was it game specific or was
Yeah.
that tournament?
It was a rule book.
Yeah, it was like
You
a rule.
can't block with Earthshaker.
We had that one in Korea once. They were like, you can't cog block creep waves in the offlane one. It was like the only place in the world that somebody put that rule in. It was like somebody that didn't understand the game really well made that rule. They're like, this is annoying and stupid. It was really, it was really
Oh,
weird.
Gyro's low here. Has he
He's
just
trying to man fight, but yeah, it's only
got
his first
Satanic.
life.
Tournament organizer probably has some 3K
Satanic.
pleb that knows a lot about
Why is he
Dota, right?
satanic? Oh, he did. He's satanic though. He messed up. He didn't get a kill.
He did.
It might have been
Early.
purged by the book.
Okay.
Not sure. He had the book running there, Beast, yeah. I think so. Well, what do you do now, Dyer? There's still a BKB on this Gyro. He's killing the racks super fast with his eggs.
BKB also available on the Lesh. But now they're running in. The Lesh pops his BKB. Tries to unload everything he can. Looking to burst fire. The Queen of Pain, but she pops her own BKB. Just takes it to him. The Slark goes down. He's going to be forced to buy back already. They simply pull off. Nice shackle, though. Can they make this count? BKB turnaround. Satanic time. And here comes trouble. Flak cannons flying about. Another glimpse pullback. This one onto the Lesh. The double kill is there. The Slark makes it back inside, but the rest of his team fall to the dirt. All right, buyback for Lesh.
Oh, look at Disruptor. He had like 5 flasks and he was healing everybody.
Jump in, roar. Queen of Pain and Lesh. Swing it out.
That's a dieback on Lash. Should be game here.
Yep. And they'll clear out the racks as well. This one's looking pretty good for ESPADA. Pushing him to be one of the first teams to get that 3 win.
Oh, it's not ending. Okay, they're backing off.
Alright,
They have low resources. No mana on Gyro. Doom still has Doom in all of this. Wow. Okay. Yeah, what can you say really this game? The Bounty Hunter ended up being massively impactful, forcing the enemy team to invest so much into detection, finding crucial information to allow his team to play the way that it needed to play, and it never really... I feel like this game has been 40 minutes and we haven't had a good Undying fight. It actually never happened.
Yeah.
Not a single time did they get forced into a Tombstone fight they didn't want.
Who's going Butterfly SNY?
This game was
Dude, there is
won
no way you do this as
by
Gyro. Come on now.
Disruptor and Bounty
I think
Hunter.
the SNY is replacing his boots.
Oh, save for
Just
buyback, man. It's like the only way you lose this game.
All right.
But the damage.
Free
Yeah, they have a
kill.
34,000 gold lead, and they can lose the game if Gyro dies stupidly once. It's technically possible right now.
Only if his team also dies stupidly with him.
Did he actually buy SNY?
Yeah, he bought a Yasha. It's on the career, I think.
Yeah, I saw the Asha for sure.
Yeah, he can disassemble into SNY plus butter in a moment. He actually has the gold. But now he's saving for buyback, but he's like 1,500 gold away from it probably right now. So it's a little bit of a risk here. It's like, I'm not saying
He has
they
it,
will lose,
300
but it's
gold.
just... In 300?
Yeah.
Oh, he has a lot of reliable then.
I just farmed 500 gold. That's what happened.
Yeah.
There
now
it
he's
is.
farmed.
Butterfly.
All right, the rich get richer. I'm not too sure what Empire could hold out for this one. Some sort of cheeky smoke play, I suppose. They want to try to get the upper hand and take advantage of the window of Gyro maybe
Dude, he's 457.
not having the buyback, but
476 movement speed without boots.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's when he's near the drums.
Well, 451 outside of that. That's pretty good.
okay, here we go. Dire thinking about swinging in from behind. Sentries drop though. They ping it. Who's up on the high ground? Do they want to jump up there? No. Beastmaster wants to jump down there. They try to go right for the Disruptor. Queen of Pain goes to the high ground, looks to swing things out, leading in with that Scream. And now, going to potentially barely make it away. Doom moves in, slashing, getting a hold of the Lesh, and the finish is there. Gyrocopter, of course, continuing to pump out the damage. Dire just can't really swing.
Yeah, I think it's time to call it.
Game Ogre.
Slark survives, but he's the only one, and they're going to have to call it. This one belongs to ESPADA. 38-21. 45 minutes into that.
Disruptor and Bounty Hunter played so well together. Just the tracks and those glimpses gave them like 10 kills.
It felt like it messed up the whole tempo of the game for Empire. It was just like this 10-minute period where all they did was like run around and like catch one guy here and there with glimpse track. And then all of a sudden the cores were just so far ahead, and the enemy team didn't feel like they could gank because they were against a Bounty Hunter and like a Shadowblade Doom. And I know you didn't like that, but like they had tons of map pressure available. Leshrac can't move on the map by himself successfully. He doesn't have a Shadowblade. Like it's like the hero didn't fit, and they just like had to sit back, and then nothing happened.
I think there were 1 or 2 moments in that game before minute 20 or even before minute 15 where Empire kind of ended up taking skirmishes instead of team fights. They would like walk in as 3, get spotted, get counterplayed. There was one moment I think where they died 3 for none. When you're doing that against a Bounty Hunter and your whole team isn't there and those moves fail, it's super impactful. It's not just that you die, it's track kills and it's the progression of the enemy's game plan. Like this game went out of Undying's control way too early.
Yeah.
I can tell you from a lot of experience playing this hero, if the game gets to this stage, Undying is super garbage. Like you can't play a split push skirmish game past minute 20 with this hero. It's just not possible. You're not useful. I think he felt horrible for the rest of the game. Like, what are you supposed to do? And that's the problem that I came back to in the drafts. Like, you pick Slark with Undying, and like, where's your draft going? It's like, Are you going to group up and fight and take towers with your Slark? Or are you going to pick a fighting carry that's online early, wants to fight with Tombstone, take advantage and control the map and get Roshan?
Do you want to fight or not? That's
Yeah.
pretty much the question. You have one who wants to fight and
Yeah,
one who wants to
and
be
they're
on the
like,
other
dude,
side
no,
of the map.
no, dude, we want to
Unless-
push, we want
unless
to come
you
together.
Take Slark, who's good at ganking, and integrate those ganks in your pushes. Like push the front of the tower, have Slark searching the jungle nearby for rotations or something. But that's probably predictable, I guess.
It just didn't really work out. Their pushes, what was it they had for pushing? They had an Edict and they had Beastmaster. Was that it? And then Tombstone to ensure the fight. But they never, I feel like in this game, maybe once across this 40-minute game, they showed up at a tower like, come at us, put Tombstone, take tower. And they couldn't get the Roshan either. The support
what about-
Windrunner itemization as well didn't really.
What about Wind Ranger support? I feel like
Yeah.
there was definitely some times where he did amazing, but I feel like that hero just doesn't work very well as a support. It's like very boom or bust kind of. It's like you either have to like snowball into a core basically, or
It's
I don't think it works.
It's because others on his team didn't do well, so he can't really play with Undying. You're not doing what Undying is supposed to do: group up, take objectives. So they're pretty much out of position. It comes back to positioning. They were getting caught way too many times in this game.
All right. Well, congratulations, ESPADA. Why don't you alt-tab? Can I see a scores update here? Actually, I probably could do it on mine now that we're not looking at my screen. Because we're getting down to the back end of our CIS Day 1 group stage coverage, guys. I want to see who's sitting at the top. Who is it? All right, I got it right here. All right. So if this is updated correctly, we currently have Fly to Moon and ESPADA at the 3 and 1 position, sitting up there at the top. Then we have Spirit 2 and 1. Then the Sonico stack, Gambit, Double Dimension, and Team Empire. Oh, sorry, not Team Empire, but those other 3 at 2 and 2. Team Empire 2 and 3. Vega Squadron 0 and 4. Ouch.
They're
out.
Are they mathematically out already? Actually,
They have 3 matches left,
they
so
get
best
they
can
can go
be
3 and 4. Can other teams go for 3 and 4, tie for 4th place?
How many teams have 3 or more wins right now?
Only 2.
Okay.
It's really specific what needs to happen now
Yeah.
for Vega. I
Yeah.
think one incorrect outcome and they're out.
I think there's a high chance they're just not going to make it, and we shouldn't bother thinking about it.
Pretty
Such
much.
a shame though.
There's definitely
Sharks, man.
a
My
much
boys,
greater
Vega.
chance they don't make it for sure. So that
Well-
would be a shame, but we'll have to see if the CIS dream is alive for them and they can keep fighting forward. I believe we have another round to come, gentlemen. So without further ado, I'll throw it to a break. And then soon enough after that, we may do like one more wave, and then our South American coverage team is going to be stepping in to fill. We've almost made it, guys, through the crazy graveyard shift, and we appreciate anyone who's been hanging around the whole night and hanging out with us. So we'll cut to a break. When we come back, the coverage continues here for the International Qualifier Hub.